Madison and the balloons. Madison was happy to be home. She had missed the other engines, and the other engines had greatly missed her. Madison, I have a special job for you. You will help out with the balloon show if, and only if, you can promise to be a really useful and resourceful engine. Yes, sir, said Madison. This time, she was going to keep her promise. She was determined to be reliable, and not as lazy as before. Madison arrived at the docking bay at the yards. She backed onto the trucks. They snickered quietly. It's Madison. Remember when we pushed her off the rail, said one truck to another. Madison biffed them hard. Gabby pulled up. Hello, Madison. Are you helping with the balloon show? Yes, I am. Are you? So am I, smiled Gabby back to Madison. But be careful about the balloons. Some run out of hot air, and they crash down onto engines. Madison was worried. She had listened to what Gabby had said. Now Madison wasn't so excited about working and helping out with the balloon show. Never mind, Madison, cried her driver. We have to get going. So Madison rolled slowly away. Madison arrived at the next station to pick up materials and put them in the van at the back. Dominic was there. Hello, Madison. What's the matter? Gabby said that balloons like to crash down onto other engines. You steamies can blow hot air to make the balloons puff up again, but I am a diesel. I can't do such a thing. Never mind, said Dominic. James told me a story when the balloon crashed down on him. Madison was upset. Now she wanted to find James. Madison arrived to Homestead Hollow sheds. The quarry was near the Homestead Hollow yards. Sophia was the only engine there who was not helping with the show. Sophia was the engine who helped turn the other engine's heavy loads on the turntable. What's the matter, Madison? She said. Dominic and Gabby both said that engines have to do with balloons crashing down on them at the show. You are a diesel engine. It won't happen to you, and if it does, just honk your horn loudly or blow your exhaust. Madison decided that was all she could do, but she was very afraid and fearful of a balloon. She saw the sign for the balloon show and hurried along. She knew she had to be on time. Finally, Madison found James. James was waiting at the junction. What's this about a balloon? She said. James was upset. The red balloon, he said. Oh yeah, I was afraid it would take our passengers away, and then it crashed down on me. I blew steam up. I was so frightened that I sent the balloon rising up again, but the fat controller told me that I was going to help. So, there's no reason to really be afraid, said James. But Madison was upset. I don't want to run into a balloon, she said. So you better be on your guard, cried James. And Madison rolled quickly away. As she rolled along, she started telling the other engines to look out for balloons. Look out for the balloons, cried Madison as she raced past Stephen. Stephen was surprised. Whatever are you talking about? He cried. She found Philip at Knapford Station. Look out for the balloons, cried Madison as she rolled through with her cars. What are you talking about, Madison? Stepney and Thomas were waiting at a red signal when Madison thundered up. You must look out for the balloons, she said. Oh, you must be talking about what James said about the crashing down balloons. Yes, and Dominic and Gabby. Madison told Thomas and Stepney all about the three engines. Well, never mind, said Thomas. The fat controller said that it was only a mistake. They were out of hot air, cried Thomas. I hope all the balloons are full of air, said Madison cheekily, and she hurried away with her cars. We're almost to the show, cried the driver. Madison was waiting to hurry on to the next line when Henry was waiting at the junction. I heard you've been very useful today, said Henry. Thank you, said Madison, but she was still thinking about the balloons coming down on her. Henry tooted his whistle loudly. Then something big and round and red floated straight towards them. It was drifting down. "We're out of hot air!" they cried. "Ah!" cried Madison. "What's happening?" Crash, bang, wallop went the balloon and landed right on top of Madison. She was so scared, she blew her exhaust and honked her horn loudly, which blew the balloon up again. "Well done, Madison," cried Henry. "You've saved the balloon." Madison was so frightened she raced away. James, Ciara, Dominic, and Gabby were all at the show. Madison was outside. She was afraid that the Fat Controller would be cross, but her driver drove her in anyways. Much to her surprise, the Fat Controller was pleased. "Well done, Madison. You have done a very good job today and a very great deed." "What are you talking about?" said Madison. "I blew a balloon away." "No, you didn't," cried James. "You blew the balloon up again when it was in danger. That's very useful. That's something that James did all those years ago," said the Fat Controller. "Well done, Madison." "Thank you, sir, but I'm still afraid of balloons," she said. "Nevertheless," said Dominic, "none of us would have been brave enough to do something that you did, Madison." Madison did feel a very good feeling in her exhaust and in her cooling fans. It was the feeling that she had been a really useful engine. "I hope now, after all these events at the Fat Controller, that you will continue to be a useful engine." "Yes, I will," said Madison. James shunted Madison to get filled up with oil, and even though Madison had been afraid, she knew that she had been a really useful engine and promised to continue to do so sometime.